Okay, that's right, everybody. It's time for Apocalypse Tips with Lester Pipps. I'm Lester Pipps. That's me. You made it to the show. That's very important because if he's not at the show, then how's he going to hear what's going on in the show, right? So think about that for a minute. Or don't, it's up to you. You can listen to me or you can think about what I already said. Both are options. Look, you're probably looking at this screen and thinking, who the heck is this guy? What's happening right now? Well, I tell you right now what is happening and who it is. I already said I'm Lester Pipps and I already said it's Apocalypse Tips. Let me explain what that is, okay? This is a show where I make sure that everybody knows how they're going to survive an apocalypse, okay? Now, you're looking behind me and you're thinking, is this dude outside? What's happening? No, I'm not outside. I'm in my bunker in the backyard of my wife's house outside Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I've been digging this bunker ever since 2005 when I became an adult, which if you aren't thinking clearly, you should already know. If you are thinking clearly, you should already know is the year that I realized we got to be preparing for natural disasters, because that's when Hurricane Katrina struck in New Orleans, which is where, technically I wasn't in New Orleans at the time. I was working at LSU, which is not in New Orleans. Look, we don't have to get into geography. We're not here to talk about geography. We're here to talk about how he's going to survive an apocalypse. And also, we're here to talk about pride, which is cool, right? It's a pride show. That's very exciting. So, I just want to address that. If he's watching and he's thinking about maybe, I wonder if this is some kind of benefit show for something. Well, I'll tell you what, it sure is. It's A, pride show, benefit for life, but also B, we're raising some money. So if you wanted to donate a little bit of money, you could do that through the show to Wellspring. Money goes to Wellspring. It also goes to True Colors United, which I did look up just to make sure I didn't say the wrong thing, but I knew that. Now, JLS Joe in the chat is explaining everything, so if you want to read that, you can figure it out. Now let's move right along. You're thinking, who's this guy thinking? Who's this guy thinking he is trying to teach me how to survive an apocalypse? What gets this guy to write? Well, I'll tell you right now. I've been touring the world, going from any place that'll let me speak to any place that'll let me speak, which is, for the most part, been comedy open mics in the Los Angeles area, trying to tell people what it is they got to do to survive an apocalypse. Okay, I've been all around the world teaching people what it is that they got to do, and for the most part, what that was, in my opinion, I'm a little ashamed to say it now, given some of the things that we've learned about in the last couple of weeks. But what it was I was saying all we got to do is make sure that we help Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Spicy Chicken Strips make it through any kind of apocalypse. But I tell you what I learned is that Popeyes is giving money to people who's not helping the future. So I'm going to tell you this, instead of trying to get that recipe from Popeyes in order to make Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Spicy Chicken Strips make it in the future, we got to go get that recipe from Popeyes in order to steal it and make good chicken that does good things for the future and the economy and doesn't donate to Donald Trump, who is obviously causing Look, I don't want to get into all the evils of what Donald Trump did, because this is a happy day. We're talking about pride, not about Black Lives Matter. But I also say, everything that's been going on in the last couple of weeks, I didn't do shows because I didn't want to overshadow it. There's so many people trying to watch my show instead of pay attention. I can't let that happen. I can't let that happen. But look, I've digressed quite a bit. We got a really fun show coming up. We got a couple of great guests coming up towards the end of the show. Is somebody who I met outside of open mic named Andie the Dykeman Clay, which you've heard of Andie Dykeman Clay. This is a different human being, okay? And it's exciting. Then we also, before that, was going to have a guy who was in the MMA and now is social distancing, and we'll figure out what that means. And then also we got a camp counselor coming up, which I'm very excited about. And I'm excited about all of them. I didn't mean to say that as if I wasn't, but I'm very excited about it right in this moment because it's time for that camp counselor to join us here on the show. And that camp counselor's name is Denise Patterson. Denise, thank you so much for being here. Hi, Denise. Oh, you was on mute.
Hello.
There you are. Pleasure to see you again, Denise.
Oh, glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, we met outside of an open mic that was happening at a summer camp.
Yeah, we sure did. You came down to my summer camp in Evergreen, Colorado, and then we had a little talent night. And we met after that.
That's right. Y'all was doing great talents, and then I got up there and I was spitting some truths that y'all weren't ready for, which I apologize for that. But at the same time, I don't, because you got to know how you gonna survive in the bunkers. Get yourself in the bunker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we try to Hey, we give our campers the experience that's just within our camp, and it was nice to introduce the outside into the inside and let them know, hey, you got to be ready at all times. Those are the rules. Those are the rules of life.
That's right. Now, are you feeling ready? Are you in? Is this contraption behind you concealing the rest of a deep inside bunker?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Well, what you been doing down in your apocalypse survival situation?
Okay, listen. When you're down to your own survival situation, you got to take care of the earth. That's what's happening. We're not giving back. So what I do, this is what I do. I tumble rocks. That's right. It keeps me connected to the outdoors while indoors.
Oh, okay. So when you're saying tumble rocks, does that mean like you was mixing a drink in there?
No. There are actual rocks inside of here that we are going to get to see. We're going to see how they went from very rough to very smooth. This is an exciting thing for us.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I'm excited. Now, boy, oh boy, we're cracking into the rocks already. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Ooh.
I kind of see them. Oh, there's water in there.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not making a drink? Oh, I don't want to drink that. That looks like dirty water. That looks like Mississippi Delta on a dirty day, you know?
That's right. We're channeling the Mississippi Delta. We're channeling Big Creek. We're channeling all the oceans, all the waters, because we're staying connected, okay? Because that's what it's about, bringing the outdoors indoors.
For sure.
Ooh, look at that.
Now, listen, Denise. I don't mean to correct you in any way. But what she's doing right now is just kind of showing me rocks.
Yes.
But I was wondering if you had like advice on how that's going to help anybody surviving an apocalypse.
Have you heard of mental stability?
Sure. Yeah, I know about Mentos.
You know that Mentos the candy?
I know about Mentos the candy. Yeah. That's what I use for mental stability, you know, because when I'm home alone, sometimes I need a little bit of sugar rush. I get myself one of the Mentos to candy, give myself that mental stability.
Oh, well, this is what gives me a rush, all right? We have to get back to staying connected to the earth, all right?
Yeah.
The earth takes care of us. We take care of the earth. And how do you know how to take care of the earth? You got to learn it. You got to love it.
Wow. So, okay. So what are these rocks? What makes you feel like rocks is the best way to do that? Because some people are like, you know, when I want to feel connected to the earth, I make an agriculture. You know, I just make a corn grow. That's what some people do. But you're doing rocks instead?
Oh, what I'm doing is I'm simulating what happens in a creek. You hear the sound of the creek pitter pattering down in the early morning. You know what I mean? You hear the rocks going down, and you watch them go from just so broken and jagged and to something so smooth like this.
Sure, that looks mighty smooth. I'll tell you that much. That, you know, you don't often see a rock that's that smooth, because rocks that aren't in the water, is rough.
Yes, that's exactly correct. And we are rough. So not only am I learning from the rock is learning from me.
Wow.
We smooth out together, and we'll come out of this stronger, all right, and ready for anything.
Wow. Well, that's inspiring words. Now I gotta ask you, Denise, are you hanging out are you surviving COVIDs by yourself, just you and them rocks?
Yeah, just me and these rocks hanging out down in my bunker.
Well, that explains why you feel so connected to the rocks, then, because I feel like people who's alone, they're finding things that in their houses that they feel more connected to than they realized that they was.
It is. It's real lonely down here, but that's okay, because I have all my friends. Ever since I was at camp, I was able to collect, and now we get to smooth out, and we get to roll and be together.
That makes sense. Yeah. So you kind of treating the rocks like they're your camp counselors. Your campers. I mean, you're the camp counselor. They're the campers.
These are my campers. That's a great way of putting it. These are my campers.
Wow. So as you giving them like a full day, they got breakfast in the morning, and they got some kind of mid-morning activity before lunch, and then an afternoon learning session of some kind?
Yes, but mostly what we do is work. We exercise. We get ourselves physically fit. We tumble.
Oh, okay.
Look at them.
So what's this one's name? It got a personality?
Yes, this one's Suzette. Whew. Wow, was she rough? Okay, but now look at how smooth she is, turning out to be. Looks like a little car. Almost looks like a little car.
Yeah, I mean, if you apply your imagination to it, it sure does.
This one's Heinrich.
Heinrich, okay. What was Heinrich like before getting tumbled with you?
Heinrich was, we didn't know that Heinrich had all this beauty inside of him. Heinrich was just red all over a jacket. But now look. You're showing yourself off. You're being true to you. And that's what we like to see out here, especially during Pride.
That's right. That's a great connection to the Pride show. That's fantastic. Now, did you find any rocks that were are any of your campers more difficult to tumble into shape than others?
Yeah. I mean, the difference between the kids, of course, and these rocks are, they're sentient and they can talk to you and they let you know how you're doing. And you can have like a real conversation with them.
Sure.
You guys can grow, become, grow together, and then you see them go away. The nice thing about these guys is that they don't go away.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a rock is forever. No, that's a diamond. That's a diamond. Damn.
Yeah, that's right. It is a diamond.
You got any diamonds in there?
Not this time. Not this tumble.
But you get them sometimes. Sometimes you tumble around so much you get a diamond out of there.
Honestly, you can get some pretty cool geodes. Not diamonds necessarily, because diamonds are pressurized through heat.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you can get some pretty sweet geodes, if I say so myself.
Wow, that's very exciting. I've always thought of myself as kind of a geode in a way, where it's like on the outside, maybe I'm a little brittle and dirty, but on the inside, I don't have a heart of gold. I got a heart of purple crystals.
Purple crystals?
Yeah, that's what I'll go with. Purple crystals. Yeah. You ever see a geode that's got purple crystals?
Yes, I have. Those like sweet geodes that just like keep coming in on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Like rock candy.
Oh, yeah.
I might be getting into rock breaking next.
Oh no. You gonna break your own campus?
For the good of the future, I may have to.
Wow, that's powerful, Denise, but I gotta say, I don't understand how it would be for the good of the future. Do you mean like because then we would not only have smooth rocks, but then we'd also have geodes in the future?
I think it would be better for the future because mentally we would understand what it's like to be broken down and then to grow again.
Kind of like a Mentos candy if you eat it like gum instead of like candy.
Mentos, the fresh maker.
Yeah. Oh, but not if you do the fruits. They're not so fresh.
And there's never enough of the pink ones.
Interesting.
There's never enough of the pink ones. It's always the orange and yellow. They never want to give you pink.
Yeah, what is that about Mentos? I used to call up a Popeyes every show to demand that they give me the recipe, but maybe I should be calling Mentos to demand that they give me more than pinks.
Yeah, I agree. Because Popeyes is doing bad things, but we haven't heard anything about Mentos. Maybe they can fix it.
That's what I'm saying. And Mentos, hey, they're the fresh maker. They can freshen up the whole world, maybe. Now, I got a question coming to me from the chat. It came to me, but it's actually for you. That one guy, Connor something, wants to know, Denise, what's your opinion on pet rocks? Great friends or rocksploitation?
Listen, here's how I feel about pet rocks, okay? As long as your rocks are trained well and they're in a loving home, I wouldn't consider that exploitation. These rocks that are just being left out, being just strapped down and not able to live free in it feels like I'm saying like free in a controlled way. I do think training is love.
Yeah. Well, I think what you and don't let me put words in your mouth to definitely correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think what you're saying is as long as they are being raised in a way that's meant to better them, not to hold them down, that's a form of freedom.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You're putting words to my passion, and I appreciate it.
Hey, that's one of the things I do here. I'm mostly here to talk about how he's going to survive an apocalypse, but every once in a while I get a guest who I understand what they're saying, and I like to restate it.
Listen, it's not just about what are you going to eat or what are you going to, it's you got to take care of this as well.
That's right. The Mentos.
Take care of the Mentos by taking care of the Mentos. With mementos.
Absolutely. Now, I do have to say, there's another question coming to you from the chat, from that one guy Connor something, and he wants to know if Dwayne Johnson's nickname feels offensive to you as a rock lover.
I personally met Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and his care for boulders themselves is beyond. It just made me fall in love with him so much more, and so therefore I wouldn't say it's offensive.
You love to hear it. You love to hear about a guy like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson still caring about the earth, trying to give back. Man, that's fantastic to hear. Denise, thank you so much for telling me all that.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, now I do have one last question. This one, before you go, well, actually, you don't have to go because you're going to stick around. But this question comes to me from through my publicist, whose Instagram handle is at Ezra Partier. On Instagram, at Genetra T, which is Genetrat, asked, do you have a favorite camp memory? And that's directed at me. I'll say, for me, my favorite camp memory was probably the first time I got to be at LSU football training camp and make sure that all those LSU football players were studying their game tape for a real good job. You know, because it hasn't come up on the show so far, but I am formally, prior to deciding to dedicate my life to bunkers and such, I was the video coordinator for the LSU football Tigers. Now, what about you? Denise, any favorite camp memory?
Man, there are too many to count. But I guess I would have to say my favorite camp memory of all time was we were playing a giant game of Ultimate Frisbee, all right? And it was my turn to, I had caught it, and time was running out, and I had to get it into the end zone. And I'm not that great of a Frisbee thrower, and the game was left in my hands. And wouldn't you know it, my pass scored us the winning point.
Wow, that's a great feeling. So don't you just love sports?
I love competition.
What happened to my voice there?
Builds the spirit.
Yeah, well, hey, I just want to say one more thing. I noticed it in looking at Genetra T's Instagram real quick. Well, gosh, Genetra looks exactly like you if he wasn't playing a character. That's strange. Huh. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here, Denise. We got to move on to our next guest. Stick around. If you got questions for the next guest, feel free to ask them. But our next guest is somebody who I'm also very excited to introduce. Now, this is a guy who I met. I was outside of an open mic that turned out to be a fight, not an open mic. So I did not speak there, but he sure did. His name's Rodrigo V. Rodrigo, thank you so much for being here. Uh-oh, where's Rodrigo? There he is. Oh, Rodrigo, you look like you got, you okay?
All good, man. All good. Thanks for having me, you know. Yeah, I just got done working out a bit. It's what I do. It's my life.
Yeah, hey, that's life. I mean, it does look like you got two black eyes, though.
Oh, these. No. These aren't from working out. These are from a prior fight. You know, just haven't had time to clean up.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, okay, Rodrigo, it looks like you've been able to get into fights in quarantine, which is honestly kind of impressive. If you don't tell me you're one of those people who's out there not wearing masks getting in fights.
No. I am an MMA trained social distance fighter. Emphasis on social distance. I fight from a distance.
So okay, wait. So
You heard that right. Yeah.
I understood when you said MMA, I thought, okay, he's an MMA fighter. And then when you said social distance fighter, I heard, okay, he's a fighter. But then I processed it briefly and I thought, wait, now I don't know how that works, because how'd you get black eyes from nobody noticing you?
A lot of people are confused by that, yeah. Well, I'm a social distance fighter. I hurl, you know, what to some people might look, to the untrained eye, it might look like insults. To me, they are MMA verbal tactics, you know, and some people may not use them. They're not used to those kinds of tactics, so they try to come at me, you know, might lay a hand on me, but I stay distant.
Okay, and that's MMA mixed mockery attacks, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, now that clears it up, because I was thinking you were talking about mixed martial arts, but you're talking about mixed, what did I say?
Mockery.
Mixed mockery attacks, yeah. Which, hey, that clears it up right up for me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, tell me a little bit about what that is. Is there a big circuit for that?
Huge. Honestly, it's the biggest, probably the biggest underground fighting ring in the nation.
Really? Wow. I guess, yeah, good that it's underground, because as you know, I'm a big believer in digging yourself down into a bunker and trying to not die. So
that's where we are.
great.
That's where it all started, and we just make sure it's well ventilated, that there's a lot of distance. I mean, I can get you free tickets. Would you
Whoa,
like?
really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying not to leave my bunker for any reason, but this does sound like a good reason to go. So,
Well, I'll put you on the list. I got a pay-per-view link. I'll send you real quick.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could watch from home. That sounds good.
It's
Now,
$159.
are you
We take Bitcoin,
now,
Ethereum.
are you somebody who's winning these tournaments, or are you somebody who's kind of more of a heel?
Excuse me?
Is you somebody who's winning
No,
these
I heard.
tournaments? Oh, okay.
That's insulting. Like, have you seen me?
I've physically seen you this time and also that other time that I met you. And the other time that I met you, what I noticed was you had a lot of black eyes. And then now that I'm meeting you again, it's like, this guy's got black eyes again, so maybe he's not doing so good.
Unbelievable. Now, look at my record. Look me up on conservative Wikipedia. All right?
Okay.
Right there. There's all my stats. Everything you need to know is right there.
Oh,
all
yeah,
right?
he's 27-0.
Do your research.
I just did. 27-0. That's amazing. Now, it looks like Denise Patterson has a question for you. Denise, you have
I
one?
do. I do. Do you teach like self-defense classes? For my campers.
I personally don't. I can put you in touch with some people. Honestly, I don't think you. I saw you. My rate's way too high. See, that's right there. What we call a proverbial sleeper hold.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you see that attack? You didn't see that attack, did you? It was right there.
Wow.
Well, I thought maybe what was happening was that he was attacking Denise, but I wasn't sure if he was just being honest. But
No.
either way, it was brutal.
I'm telling you, 27-0 for a reason. I didn't mean to come at you like that, but you put me on the spot, and I felt a little attack, so I had to attack back.
Fair. That's fair. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What an honor.
Yeah, I know, but we'll talk about the classes though. I'm actually very interested in that. I need the money.
Oh, yeah, is money tight right
gaming
now?
problem.
Are you not winning big purses when you win?
I got a big gambling problem.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Now, that's crazy. I have questions about that, but also somebody in the chat had a question that is directly related to that, so I got to ask it. And I do want to say that one guy, Conda something, is very active in the chat because he's a returning fan. And that one guy, Conda something, great to see you again, my friend. If you are not him, but you also have questions for any of my guests or for me, feel free to put them in the chat. I will read them. Now, that one guy, Conda something, wants to know, Rodrigo, with a fighting circuit that large, how does the league ensure that gamblers don't bribe players to take a dive?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, since it's such a big league, how does the league ensure that gamblers or like mafiosos or whatever's don't bribe players to take a dive?
I don't know. Honestly, I got to tell you,
approached?
Plenty of times.
Yeah,
I've taken several dives, but
you have, but you never lost.
yeah, you're right.
Wow, that's a contradiction of sorts. But I suppose if you took a dive directly onto another player and they knocked out first, then that's how you would still win.
Hold on. I just performed what they called a viva voce spinal strike. Did you see that coming?
What? No, I didn't see that coming.
It's a lie. It's an attack with a lie.
Oh,
I just
you
flipped
make
it up.
me look stupid by saying something that was wrong. Oh, okay. Whoa.
I'm just gonna keep coming at you, man. I feel attacked. I don't like these kind of questions. You come and try to dig in deep, but I'm just reflecting them back.
Oh man, I'm not trying to dig too deep. I'm just trying to find out what the deal is. And then it turns out that in trying to find out what the deal is, I learn what the deal is, and that deal is me getting insulted from a distance.
Yeah, I bet that one hurt, right?
Yeah, I sure did. Hey, do you have do you have a favorite person you ever insulted? Like a favorite fight?
Yeah. Anthony Jeselnik, man.
Whoa.
That guy's a fighter.
Anthony Jeselnik, man, now that's a big time comedian who does real mean jokes wow, he's coming at people. But you managed to get him back.
Oh man, you should have seen he was knocked out.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to put you too much on the spot. If it was one of those things where it's only funny in the moment, that's cool. But what'd you say to Anthony Jeselnik to knock him down?
So he came at me, right, with one of his sick burns in the middle of a roast, just looking at the crowd.
Yeah, something about you being a dead baby, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's his style.
I'm no dead baby. I'm gonna know that baby. I'm gonna know that baby. And I'm gonna know that baby.
No. Nobody hears that baby. Nobody hears that baby.
And then I mocked him back, flipped it right at him. Whatever, I was rubber band and he was glue.
You got him with the oldest trick in the book, and it got him. That's the thing. When you use a guy like Anthony Jeselnik, who's kind of on top of the insult and mean shit game, to get hit with something from elementary school again,
it was like doing the karate. It was like doing the karate kick. You know, he didn't see that coming because nobody does that.
Wow. Now, look, I don't want to bring any kind of pain down on myself. That's not what I usually like to do. But if we was to get into an insult battle, what would you open with?
Oh man, I don't want to do this. You
No?
sure? I mean, 27 no.
Hey, what if I hit you first, and then that inspired you to hit me back? What do you think? You want to do this real quick?
You're gonna try to come at me? You're gonna try to come at me? I'm dodge. I'm all about. I strike. You know, do you know my name in the ring?
Say it again.
You know my name in the ring?
It's Rodrigo V, right?
No, my name in the ring. My nickname in the ring is the Scorpion.
Oh, okay. Well, my nickname when I used to be somewhat involved with the LSU football Tigers, was mostly, well, okay, so they didn't actually refer to me by a nickname because I was just a video coordinator guy, but I like to think of myself as Tech.
All right, come at me.
Okay. All right. So Rodrigo B, I gotta say, to me, it seems like he's more like Rodrigo B, up frequently. You got two black eyes. I feel like you probably lost a fight.
Your mama.
I didn't mean to say that to my mom. I was trying to say that to you. Mom, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I would never call you a guy who's got two black eyes because you're a woman who doesn't.
Peace out.
What?
See, that's what we called an utter triangle choke.
Whoa.
Yeah.
An utter triangle joke?
You shouldn't come at me. Honestly, you shouldn't come at me. I feel crazy right now.
I know. I risked it all. You know. I risked my street cred. I risked everything I had, and I ended up insulting my own mom. Damn.
Shouldn't have done that.
Damn.
Call her up. Call her right now. Apologize.
Call her right now and apologize. Okay. It's gonna be hard to hear, but I will do this.
All right.
Hold on.
How you feel though? You broken?
I'm feeling down, but maybe my mom can bring me back up. Okay, I am calling Mom. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Explain to you what just happened.
I gotta move the mic closer. Hi, Mom, it's me, it's Lester Pipps. I just got joke insulted on a fight on a Zoom show, and I'm feeling real down, and is there anything you could say to me to kind of bring me back up from getting beat down by this insulter guy?
I'd say tell him to go jump in the lake.
Oh, you hear that, Rodrigo?
Is she trained?
Yeah, I told you, my mom knows how to do a little verbal jousting. Mom, I got one more question for you. It comes from somebody in the chat. That one guy commented something. He says, does Mama Pipps have any spicy chicken recipes? Oh, I want to answer this, but I want you to answer it first.
I have a good Mexican one.
That's for sure. That's what I was going to say too. Okay, Mom, thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Lester.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Wow. That one guy commented something spot on with the question. My mom does make a good spicy Mexican chicken and enchilada.
That was a sucker punch from your mom.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I feel defeated. That was crazy.
My mom knows what she's doing. You can put somebody in the lake. You know what I mean? You put somebody in the lake, that's the end.
That's it.
It's hard to come back from being in a lake. I got to move my camera, so it might look weird, but okay. Yeah. Wow. Well, jeez. I mean, Rodrigo, I don't know where we go from there because we both just got insulted deep down to our cores. Me by you making me call my mom a mean or getting fighted, and then you getting my mom to tell you to jump in a lake, which honestly, no idea where to go from here.
I got a tooth loose, honestly.
Whoa, my mom knocked a tooth loose?
I think so.
Or was it from when you got the black eyes? Because I'm still worried about that, you know? Because it seems like you can't get black eyes from getting choke fought.
No, you can't. Yeah, definitely got my ass kicked.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Was you outside?
So we're in line, right? Trader Joe's
Oh no.
on Fairfax. So I'm out here. These guys are not wearing masks. I gotta be like, you gotta wear a mask. I throw them a couple verbal uppercuts, Viva La Boche spinal taps.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the guys come at me. I'm like, stay 6 feet away. Another guy from the back. He had a friend. What am I supposed to do?
Oh no. You got. So they really triangled you. You triangled me earlier, but they triangled you in a different way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Thankfully, I have insurance through my sponsors. Nothing was broken. My moneymaker's good.
Oh, that's good.
So
Money in your brain because you do insult jokes.
Yeah, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Halliburton.
You're sponsored by Halliburton?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, that's a big oil company, aren't they?
Oh yeah, big, huge.
Huh. Okay.
Marlboro, big.
That's cigarettes. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So you're like kind of a bad guy. You're taking money from the oil and the cigarette companies.
What? Wow. You're gonna come at me like that? I didn't even see that coming. You're just gonna insult me like that.
I'm just playing, man. That was just an insult. We just played an insult game. But also, I don't trust you anymore. Now, I do have a question coming to me through my publicist, Ezra Party on Instagram. He sent me the question from @Paul Heredia on Instagram, which is Paul. That's how you spell Paul. You know that. Heredia is how you spell Heredia. And looking at him, he looks kind of like if you were wearing a shirt, didn't have black eyes, and was not in a boxing gym. That's interesting. Now, Paul asks, why should someone go for a California king versus a normal king? Is there such a thing as too big of a bet? Now, for me, what I believe is, we haven't covered this on the show already, which is convenient because I get to say it now. In my bunker, there's a room for me. There's a room for my wife. There's a room for my son and any of his friends who want to come join us in the bunker. There's a room for the ghost of Dr. John. And there's a fully functioning Popeyes Louisiana kitchen, which I am going to change to a different franchise because it can't be Popeyes anymore. They donated to Trump. That's bad dudes. But in my room, what I've got is one queen-size bed. In my wife's room, I got one twin bed because I'm trying to get her to want to sleep with me again. So I gave her a bad bed. But then if she does say, no, this isn't cool, I'll switch with her. But then in my kids' room, it's a big room because there's room for lots of kids. And the whole floor is mattresses. So in my opinion, no such thing as too big of a bed. For me, for my son. But yeah, there's too big of a bed for my wife, and it's any bed that's not mine.
I see. Okay.
What do you say, Rodrigo?
You got to go with the California king, honestly, especially during these times. I mean, you're getting lonely.
Sure.
Sexual tension's rising up. You're on Grindr, trying to see who is up.
Okay.
You got to hit up that orgy. You got to get a California king, hit up some twinks, some bears, some powered bottom jocks.
Sure.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you get a good orgy, you got to have people of every stripe and every color and every creating every top bottom whatever situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always say. A good orgy is an egalitarian orgy.
Are they gonna fit in a queen bed?
No, not only if you've just got a couple people, but then you're not covering all your bases.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, good for you, man. That sounds like a fun time. For me, I only have sex with my wife, who considers us separated, so I haven't had sex in a while. But I hear you, man. That sounds good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Now, we do have to move on to our next guest, but for sure, stick around. Ask any questions you have coming up for this person. Now, our next guest is somebody who, well, I think I already mentioned this. We met outside of, I don't remember what I said, so I'm just going to introduce him. Andie the Dykeman Clay. Andie is, Andie, there you are. Welcome.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the time, the patience. I appreciate being able to talk to another man that wants to talk about the apocalypse that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, hey, that's all I ever want to do is talk about the apocalypse, because it's very important for people to recognize that if they're not surviving the apocalypse, they're dying in the apocalypse.
I mean,
so you gotta prepare.
You better get busy living or busy dying,
That's something that other people say, but I always appreciate.
I like to say what other people say. It saves me the time of coming up with things that I gotta say.
Hey, that makes sense. Now, Andie, tell me, now we met outside of a stand-up comedy club on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles, California. You might know which the club is.
I mean, it's hard to say because I'm like on all the marquees. You know, it was probably the store, or maybe the factory, or maybe the. I mean, who knows? Who knows? There's so many cool little rooms popping up all the time. There's a whole scene on Santa Monica. Who'd have known? You know. So.
Man, I'd have known, but only because, I've been broadcasting through the Pack Theater for so long. I know all about that Santa Monica Boulevard.
Oh, yeah. The Pack. I love them.
Shout out to the Pack giving us a space to talk about what matters. Sorry to talk over you. I'm going to keep doing it, apparently. What did you just say, Andie? I apologize.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, now, Andie, what have you been doing? Since obviously all those comedy clubs is closed, how you been surviving your COVID situations?
Oh, you gotta get back to the little things. It's all about getting back to what's important. So for me, that's layered jackets.
Okay.
Okay. It's now summer, so we do the sleeveless vest. I think that having multiple vests around is a good idea for summer. I also do like to drink a beer,
Sure.
Unwind from a hard day of contemplating our existential panic. Right now, I thought that I would celebrate our Pride show by drinking Belching Beaver.
Okay.
Okay, I believe that's a queef.
Oh, I was thinking it was prideful because, sometimes lumberjacks encounter beavers, and also sometimes lumberjacks is either gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, queers, or otherwise.
Frankly, Lester, all of the above.
Hey,
but this is also featured by known Pride endorser, the Deftones.
Okay.
The Deftones collaborated on a beer that was available on Postmates.
I mean, hey,
bada bing, bada boom. I mean, you know what I mean? Hey.
Absolutely. I was going to do a similar thing to the bada bing, bada boom. You did it first, and I liked it. Now, so Andie, listen, I don't want to get too personal, but what do you say to people who say, Andie, the Dice Man Clay already exists, why you're doing what he does?
Oh, no. It is a totally different thing. Okay. See, I don't know if you've ever heard his routines, but they are not very kind to the marginalized peoples. I don't know if you have heard them.
I have, and I'm really glad to hear you say that, because I was worried you was going to come on here and say some of the shit that he has said, and I don't want to hear it, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, no. Here. Let me tell you. So, because I feel like he does our name such a disservice.
Sure does.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, to clarify.
The Clay name.
Are you saying that
out here representing the Clay name?
Yeah. Okay. So this isn't like a name that you put onto yourself in order to make fun of this guy. This is really, you was really born Andie the Dykeman Clay.
Andie Clay. Yeah, Andie Clay. And I organically came out to myself first, and then my community at large realized that, it's like I always say, hickory dickory dock. Even some chicks got cocks, because it's 2020 and gender's a construct, and who gives a shit about our anatomy, hey? So,
absolutely. And now I gotta say, better than any Andie Dice Clay joke I ever heard.
Look, I'm a dyke man because as a non-binary individual, I can identify as a lesbian. It's fine. It doesn't mean that I can't also be a lesbian in the lesbian community. We have non-binary people. What?
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, gosh, I can't imagine anybody convincing the Dice Man that this is true, but I'm so glad that the Dyke Man is the one on the show.
Andrew doesn't know. He's getting old. He can't hear so well. That's right. At the family reunions, we try to say things, but that's why they're just like Andie. Go out there. Try and tell Hollywood who we really are.
So are you and Andie Dice Clay, are you brothers? Or not brothers, but siblings?
We're cousins.
Cousins, okay.
Cousins. Very very large the Clay family is huge.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Wow. Because I was gonna say for a set of parents to name both their kids Andie would be that'd be bold.
You know, it feels bold, but then again, I went to high school with a boy named Justin Case. So, you know, who's to say?
Oh boy, I hope that guy's okay. Justin.
I wish that was a joke.
Now, Andie, I do have a question for you coming from the chat. That one guy, Connor something, very active in the chat. Thank you. You know, actually, before I read this, I do want to say, Jen Popstar in the chat said, "Oh my God, yes, Andie, even some chicks have cocks." So your jokes are getting love. I just want you to know that.
It's not even a punchline, Lester. It's just, I'm just going out there and I'm just speaking truth to power. You know,
Sure.
The best place. I don't think enough people realize that the best place to speak truth to power is an open mic in Los Angeles.
Absolutely. You telling me that's why I keep going and saying, hey, all you powerful folks, you got to get yourselves inside of a bunker. That's the truth to power I speak.
Okay.
You
now,
fight
right
the
now,
change.
you can't do that in Los Angeles, which is why
You telling
I was
me.
so grateful for the opportunity to speak with you.
Hey, I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you. This is great. Now, the one guy kind of something asks, are there any Andie Dice Clay movies or TV shows that you would like to remake in your own vision?
Oh, you know, oh man,
I'll say the most recent thing I saw him in was Star is Born. He played Lady Gaga's dad.
the honest to God truth. The honest to God truth is there's a comedy special where he does a good 10-minute bit filmed outside with a lady that I'd like to remake beat for beat, if you know what I mean.
I haven't seen it, but I can only assume I do know what you mean.
But yeah, that would be my answer. Go look that up. I think it's from like 1988. I don't know. They're all on YouTube.
Yeah, everything. Nobody's buying his stuff, so he had to put it all up on YouTube.
Just-
We really
just
roasted
like
Andie Dice Clay on this show, and I love it. Now, Andie, do you have any thoughts on how other folks should be handling their quarantine situations if they are still quarantined? And I hope that they are.
I can only speak to my own lesbian situation.
Sure.
And so my recommendation for any lesbians in quarantine is find yourself a good pussy. And I found a real good one. This is my best one.
Oh, that's a cute pussy right there.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself a good pussy. Just that you can take care of. It's something that it's sort of like that camp counselor was saying a minute ago. You know, you want to have something around that can't leave you. Okay, that's very important in the quarantine. You need something that's like gonna stay. Because
Sure.
you can't go find something new right now, okay? If you need another living thing in your home, you better hope you already have it, okay?
That's absolutely true.
Now,
And-
if you need a living thing, you just go find yourself a cat, okay? And they might act like this. They might be like, oh, no, don't pick me up. But that's not what they're saying. They really want you to pick them up. Okay, they want you to touch them. They want to come home and live with you forever. They want to hold you in the nighttime so that you can actually fall asleep. Don't be alarmed by all of this nonsense. Okay, don't be alarmed by that because that's a normal reaction.
Sure. Now, Denise, I saw you in ready to ask a question briefly. Is that still true?
Oh, I was just co-signing.
Gotcha. Yeah. They see and speak of you, so they're only seeing who's talking. So I just wanted to make sure you got in there. That's great. Actually, Denise and Victor, I'm sorry, Rodrigo V, not Victor. I just saw the V and thought Victor. That's wrong. But Rodrigo, if you guys want to jump back in, we can all talk a little bit briefly. Because we all had different situations that we's going through, right? But I want to know if each of you had a last piece of advice for folks trying to hold on. I forgot to do something very important. I have a question for Andie the Dykeman Clay.
Oh shit!
Which I almost forgot to say. Which
I
really
want to
terrible
answer
of me.
all the questions before we move on.
But we'll get to the final thoughts real quick. But before we do, this question comes to me through my publicist at Ezra Partier on Instagram, from at Babyface Hooks on Instagram. Who, if I do say so myself, Babyface Hooks looks like if you, Andie the Dykeman Clay, were instead of dressed up like.
Let me cut you off there,
okay.
Lester, because our friend, I don't know if you know, but there's another lesbian in the community named Jen Curcio. She's very funny stand-up.
You know, as a person who's not in the comedy community and just is a doomsday prepper from Louisiana, yeah, I know Jen.
Oh, okay. So, well, I know you said that you do go around to all the places where you can speak. So, Jen has said that every lesbian needs to find the doppelbanger. And a doppelbanger is exactly what it sounds like. We like to find someone that either has our same name or looks exactly like us. And let me just go ahead and say, Hooks and I, we have a past.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
you already know what I was going to say. Babyface Hooks. That's you. That's your past fling.
I'm surprised that she had the nerve to message you and not just send it to me. But that's fine. That's just like her. So what did she have to say?
Well, her question's actually for me, but I'd love to hear you answer it. So that's why she sent it to me. That's how the show works. But I do. She definitely looks like what you said, doppelbanger. Is that what you said? Yeah.
A doppelbanger. It's not my term, but it's a good one.
Well, hey, shout out to Jen because that is a good term. But your doppelbanger said, oh, it's so small, the writing. Okay, best place to pick up a sports jacket in these troubled times. Okay, I'll say this. For me, the best place for me to pick up a sports jacket in these troubled times is sometimes when I'm feeling real rowdy and I need to get out of the bunker, which is really rare because I don't prescribe to, I don't tell anybody that they should do that. But every once in a while, I got to go for a walk, right? And I'll walk from my house to the LSU Football Tigers campus. And I'll pick up a sports jacket from within the locker room and I'll say, this is mine now. And then I'll leave a little bit of money because I don't want to steal.
It's not stealing. I think they left them there for anybody to pick up.
Well, technically they belong to the team, but I used to be a part of the team, so it counts. What about you, though, Andie? What you doing for a sports jacket these days?
Again, you think that's a question for you, but it's a dig at me because I borrowed her sports jacket for the last time I did a show.
Uh-oh.
Classic lesbian bullshit, am I right? But anyway, if I had to find a sports jacket, I don't know. I mean, here's what I'd say. I'd say go to Hooks' closet. Hooks has the best sports jackets.
Oh, shots fired. Well, I didn't mean to get in there. I hope she's watching. If she's not, I'll message her back. Now, well, I mean, I won't. My publicist at Ezra Partier. I'm not.
Well, you know, and if you just want to check Hooks out, it's at Babyface Hooks on everything. I mean, yeah. I don't endorse her necessarily, but she can be funny. Don't tell her.
I'm so glad you went into what you don't endorse, because I was going to ask you what you do endorse and what your last words for any of our listeners would be in regard to how they're going to survive the apocalypse your way.
My last words are, find yourself a good pussy. Okay. Get yourself a cat. I also would encourage people to do what Denise said and find some good rocks. Rocks are excellent. I think that she has the right idea. Now, I also think that Rodrigo has a really smart. These are some Mentos that I'm taking to the future. Okay? Because I think this social distanced fighting, I don't know that I need a lot of training in that.
You're a natural, honestly. I saw where you just did to Hooks, and it was jab, 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 uppercut.
Oh.
Verbal.
Yeah, but this was mostly from watching you in action. So.
Wow, I love it when my guests is learning from each other. That's kind of what it's all about, right? We're all trying to learn, mostly from me, but also from each other. Now, Rodrigo, how about you? Anything that you want my listeners, my viewers, whatever, to take away from you being here? Any last words of advice? Anything you want to tell them to see or check out?
I guess in the wise words of Wilder Valderrama from the show Yo Mama, It's all about quickness, delivery, originality, and most of all, you got to come up with that sting, all right?
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, then let's move right on to Denise. Any last words for the folks watching at home? Trying to survive an apocalypse?
I would guess I just would have to say, take care of your mind, take care of your heart, kick yourself some rocks, and rock out on life.
Absolutely, I love it. Now, for me, I'll say thank you to the three of you for being here. Thank you to the folks who sent me questions. And again, that's Hooks, Mononym, Genetra, Tull, and Paul Heredia. And also thank you to all y'all for watching, and thank you to the Pack Theater for having us. Donate money. It's going to Wellspring. It's going to True Colors United. Oh, I sure hope I got that right. And, call your moms. All right. Bye, everyone.